Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are going to learn how to make this beautiful one glitter rainbow tumbler. The main focus is all of the base colors that I used, and all of those colors are here, which is Prickly Pear, Coral, Key Lime, Saint Tropez, and French Lilac. Now, as you can see, this is sped up just a little bit, but I am basically just spraying very short bursts of each color on the opposite sides of each other. So I will start on one side with one color, flip it over, and then spray on the other side. It just helps put a little separation between the colors, and then I will go back in the end and add in little bursts of each color in the middle of those, which gives it that really cool rainbow effect. As always, I have a little extra ink epoxy here, and I'm going to use a very tiny amount and spread that around the entire tumbler. You want it to be almost difficult to pull the epoxy around because you are using it basically as a tacky glue. If you have any pulls of epoxy, that's also going to make your glitter do the same. So if you have any thick streaks of epoxy, your glitter is just going to get caught up in that, and it's not going to be as sparkly in some areas or be very flat, and it can also separate. So get that as thin as possible, and then I normally only use one color glitter on this, which would have been either silk or chandelier, but I had a little mishap and accidentally mixed both of them together. So this is a mix of silk and chandelier from Peachy Olive Glitters. Once I have this fully coated, I'm just going to tap off all the excess. Normally I use a pair of scissors and just tap it on the top. And then I will set it to the side for about 4 hours, and it will be ready for the first layer of epoxy. Now you can seal after that 4 hours depending on your epoxy. A little extra epoxy dries very quickly in 4 to 6 hours for me. So I was able to seal this cup with Rustoleum matte clear coat, but it is a very, very light coat, just in case any tackiness is underneath from the epoxy. And that very light coat is basically a dusting that gives the chunky glitter more of course, a matte feel rather than the slickness that sometimes can cause fish eyes. Then I would just take my torch over this to pop any of those micro bubbles. And once this coat dries, I sanded the top and bottom rim and very lightly over the cup, and applied a second coat to get a nice smooth finish for my decal. And the decal that I'm using, I actually made myself. I will drop a link below for a little extra epoxy group. If you guys would like to have this decal, I will post this along with the video in the comments in the little extra ink epoxy group, and you can just join the group and go snag it there if you like. But I cut a little strip off on the edge of my transfer paper so that it allows me to stick it to the cup and position it where I like. And then I remove the backing and work my way over to the side, just as you would apply a full wrap. This just makes sure that there is no bubbles underneath any of my letters that I have here, and helps me align it very straight on the cup without having to remove and ruin the whole decal. And I will add 2 coats of epoxy on top. I will do 2 thinner layers. And the reason I do 2 is just to make sure that my decal has excellent coverage on top. A little extra epoxy already has great coverage, but I always want to be sure that those decals are really sealed in and protected. And here is our final product. If anyone has any questions, just drop them in the comments below. All of my supplies will be listed in the description. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell to be notified every time I post another tutorial. Thanks so much for watching.